Part three. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of, I don't know. Okay, in order to gather proper patterns of information, you need to look at what things are, not what they are not. So what I mean by that is the philosopher Aristotle pointed out in his works, you can't define things with an antithesis. Just because it's not purple doesn't mean it's red. The only thing that makes it red is if it's red. And that's true across the board. So you can't be who you are if you are only focused on who you are not and who people want you to be. We all have the ability to teach or show the world something once we let go of the constraints of everything else. Um, yeah, sure, you got name brand clothes and show your titties or whatever else has lackluster substance. And these are the distractors from what you actually need to do. What you need to do should be authentic and understand your strengths that set you apart, your passions, because these are going to be the things that drive you day to day to gather this information and contribute to the world and stay interested in doing so. All indulging in things that anyone can do, such as like being a hoe or whatever, is it takes the time away from the actual good you can do and the actual potential you can achieve. If your goal is over here, why would you be going over here and over here? Because then that's just that much further away from your actual goal. Um, so, in order to get out of this pain threshold, you have to understand you were dealt the hand you have. What anyone else thinks about your interests or hobbies are irrelevant. I remember when I was younger and I was teaching myself Russian, and people would be like, "Why are you doing that?" Well, because I want to. Tuts of disapproval and hindrance of the authentic self are actually killing what it is to be human because it's hindering the evolution and adaptation that comes from gathering information patterns. It's a stone wall. So the reason I link my kids into this is if not for the absolute unconditional love I have for them and the bleakness of a case where I would not be able to teach them self-love to help break them through the threshold of pain to really shamelessly grow to their full potential. We all mess up. We all have things we don't know. No one is impenetrable to that life fact. You have to eat that piece of humble pie and accept yourself for the beautiful disaster that you are and run with what fuels your soul. For me, art, learning, stuff like that. Um, this is the only way to break through this pain threshold is when you accept yourself and you leave behind everything else. How do I teach my kids this and show them without being able to be consistently present in their lives? This really bothered me. Um, well, you can't stop the information train on the World Wide Web. To me, it's like a legacy. The point is, I want to give them the information somehow that I think it is important. So I did it the only feasible way, whether it's now or later, that they can perhaps look at it and it will help their pattern recognition and help them maybe evolve into whatever their potential may be, with while staving off that unnecessary pain that the pain threshold in our path to this knowledge entails. We all have to go through it. It's just at what point can you get through it to that higher awareness, and happiness. So the other thing worth thinking about is who do we look up to? Who do we glamorize? Who are we impressed with? Well, the people who have demonstrated this, by being masters of their craft. Would we care at all if the most amazing musician in the world was terrible at crocheting? No. Would we promote them as much if they were outwardly discussing how they are not good at crocheting rather than that they're an amazing musician? No, they're the ones who shamelessly pursue their passion. And that's why we look up to them naturally, is because they are not hindered by anyone else or that everything else. So the thing to do is do not define you by who you are not or what you should be. You are who you are, and once you accept that and start building on that, on what you can contribute, you're gonna feel a lot more fulfilled as a person and more complete and less depressed, and um, you'll find peace and higher awareness than you ever thought possible. So I think everybody should be like, well, like, what do I like to do? What makes me happy? And start living that life. I found a job that I could do art all the time. I do these videos. I do just anything to put you in the present moment. Get out of the future, get out of the past, and get in right now and do what you love. And don't be a dick. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.